Hello, and welcome everybody to another episode of Coffee with Carl, your weekly real estate recap. I am Carl, and I know most of you know me. Hey Angela, you made it. Welcome to the show. This is a show where I come live every week to just talk about real estate or anything that I want to, because it's my show. So I appreciate anybody who tunes in. And I'm having a lot of fun making it. I've got some really great ideas. I do want the show to be interactive. So as always, we will have a questions section towards the end of the show where you can call in live or put at any time you can put your comments or questions in any of the chat boxes, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We're streaming everywhere. So, everybody can see me. First up, I don't have coffee. I'm drinking tea. So this whole show is based on a lie. Today it's tea with Carl, and this is a jasmine green tea. I already had coffee this morning, so just having a little bit of tea. And let me know if you're having tea or coffee, if you'll join me in the show. That's really hot. So, anyways, without further ado, let's start the show.
It's the time of the week once again. Attention please, it's Coffee with Carl. For all of you who need a helping hand in real estate world, it's Coffee with Carl. Whether you're selling or buying, there's so many things to consider. Grab a paper and pen and your favorite brew. There's informative recaps coming live to you. It's the time of the week once again. It's Coffee with Carl.
All right. And we got some people. Coffee, iced tea, coffee. Everybody's having coffee, except for Angela. I have an iced tea. I like iced tea. I should have some iced tea. I'm having hot tea. So we're in the tea club. Anyways, again, thank you all for coming. We'll put this right online. So my wife says my husband limits my caffeine, so she's just having water. Well, you can have another cup of coffee if you want, honey. It's fine. Thanks for tuning in. So we've got an exciting show today. We're going to have a couple of different segments. Obviously, our news. I want to talk a little bit about market stats just because this is a real estate show. And I realized in the past few shows that we haven't really talked anything about the market. Then I want to show a little video, and then we'll have our questions and answers. So let's jump right into it. I want to not be as long as I was last week. It was like 20 minutes. I want to try to keep it much more compact to keep it flowing. So let's get into the news. So we only have one story this week, and it's a story that maybe some of you saw in the newspaper, and that is we've announced our Agent of the Year, and it was given to Laura Beth Collinson. So Laura Beth is an amazing agent. She had a really, really wonderful year last year. She's an agent who works very hard. There's not many people, well, I should say there's nobody who gets here before me and leaves after me, except for her. So she inspires me to work harder every day. On top of that, she's a genuinely nice person. She is a fierce negotiator and advocate for her clients. She does an amazing, amazing job. So I want to congratulate Laura Beth. I'm going to do an Agent of the Year every year, and she is our first founding recipient of the Agent of the Year, and she got a cool trophy. But she was the inspiration for Agent of the Year because she not only does she work hard for her clients, but she also is somebody who, from a standpoint within the office, helps everybody, helps the community. You know, if you need help, she's right there. I mean, she is on it. So congratulations, Laura Beth. You inspire me every day. Keep up the great work. Keep killing it. And if anybody's looking for a great agent, she's an amazing one. So congratulations. Oh, and everybody else is saying congratulations in the chat. So you've got a lot of props happening. Our next segment is market stats. So let me see if I can make this work here. I want to give a quick update in terms of what's happening in the market. As many of you know, we are in real trouble in terms of inventory. I'm going to pull up a couple of different towns. So we'll do Portland, East Hampton, Colchester, and Glastonbury, just so you guys can see. And we're going to look at what's happened in the past year. Okay? Let's first talk about the median price range. Hey, Christy. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, we're up to 14 viewers. Hey, everybody. If you're just tuning in, I appreciate you joining me live. Or if you're watching this on the replay, thanks for joining. And you can also ask questions on the replay, too, still in the comments or anything like that. I'll get back to you. So let's talk about the median sales price in these 4 towns, Portland, East Hampton, Colchester, and Glastonbury, within the last year. Every day I get the question, what's happening in the market, right? And a lot of you are seeing what's happening and are curious as to what's happening. So within the past year, you'll see over here that in Portland, there's been a 7.5% increase in median sales price. In East Hampton, there's been an 11% increase. In Colchester, 9%. In Glastonbury, only a 1.8% increase in median sales price. Glastonbury's prices are always kind of high to begin with. So this is really interesting in terms of, a lot of the news we read is national news. And things are up, the real estate market's up 40%. Or you hear all these headlines that are, want you to, read the actual article, clickbait type stuff. This is what's happening here, right? And real estate is really very, very local. So, right, Portland to Glastonbury to Middletown, all very, very different. So it's important to kind of look at what's actually going on. A couple of other quick statistics real quick I just want to look at is percent of list price. So this is when you list your home and it's in nice shape and priced appropriately, what percentage of list price are you actually getting? So in Portland, it's 100%. In East Hampton, 101%. Colchester, 100%. Glastonbury, 102%. So sellers are achieving their list price or more if the house is priced appropriately and in nice shape, which is completely different than a year ago when it was 98%, and before that, 97%. And, when I was, 10 years ago, it was probably like 93%. So this is indicative of a really good market. The last thing I want to look at is months supply. So this is really interesting. A year ago in East Hampton, there was 8 months supply. In Portland, 4 months supply, which is still not that much. We are all the way down to 2 months supply. So not to get too granular, but absorption rate is basically where you take the past few months and see how many houses have sold, and then look at the current inventory to see how much is left and how long would it take to sell that current inventory. So in Portland, it would take 2.2 months and we're out of houses. So inventory is way, way, way down. It is a crisis, in my opinion. It's a crash because we need more houses to sell. And you're hearing that, everybody, from all different agents. But it's absolutely true. If you or somebody you know is thinking, oh, I want to sell in the next 3 to 5 years or something of that nature, it may make sense to do it now, right? The question is, well, where do I go? That's a much deeper question in terms of, if you need to buy something, it's probably not a great time to buy. But if you've got a second house, or if you're going to rent or move in with family, it's a great time to sell. And it's the middle of winter and 26 degrees. So anyways, just a quick update. If you want to get statistics more specifically for your property or your house or your location, if you're in Marlboro, if you're in Hebron or East Haddam or anything like that, put a comment in there and I will link you to your data so you can understand where the market is going. I can also set up dynamic graphs so you can follow where the market is going with a bookmark or anything like that. We won't get too nerdy into that. So that is what's happening in the market. We need houses. Prices are way up. They sell fast. As a matter of fact, some of the statistics, right? How many showings does it take to get to under contract? 11 showings, which is wild. You only have to show your house 11 times on average to get your house under contract. All right, I won't bore you anymore with that. I want to talk quickly about a comment that was either on the East Hampton community page or the Portland community page, and it was somebody who was looking and comparing the two towns, East Hampton to Portland, and they wanted to talk about education and things like that. I grew up in Portland, and now I live in East Hampton, but it reminded me of a video I did a couple of years back called The Beauty of East Hampton, and I'd like to share that with you guys now. That's a great video. I really enjoy, East Hampton's a beautiful place. Portland's a beautiful place. I put a comment on there that, you can't go wrong with either one of them. We're really lucky to live in such a wonderful area and have so many different things, the lake, the airline trail. Same thing in Portland, the airline trail, the lake's there, and the communities just in general. Really, really nice, nice place to be. And I'm happy to live here. So tell me what you like in the comments about living here. And, oh, my wife said I'm doing great. Thanks, honey. You're very sweet to me. Well, now we're going to get into some questions with Carl. So let's do it. My favorite time of the show. It's Questions with Carl. Who's got a question for me? Who wants to talk about something? As always, you can put it right into the comments, or I will take your phone call live at 860-813-CARL. That's 860-813-2275. This is the public access portion of the show. Keep in mind, that is my cell phone. I will just be using speakerphone. If somebody calls me and it has nothing to do with the show, I'm going to have to mute myself for a moment and come back to it. So does anybody have any real estate questions, questions about me, questions about the brokerage, questions about being an agent, questions about anything, or want to discuss anything? Now is the time, and I know that there's a delay, so I have something to lead off, and that is some trends. Oh, and here we go. I think we have a caller. Let's see here. Hold on. Coffee with Carl, you're on the air.
Hi, Carl. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Hey, what's your name?
This is Angela from East Hampton.
Hey, Angela. How are you? Thanks for calling in.
I just have a question. I keep hearing that interest rates are going up. How is this going to affect our buyers?
That's a good question. I don't really know the answer. So I think it depends on how much they go up. If there's a drastic change, then it definitely affects their purchasing power. But I don't think there will be a drastic change. It'll be like an eighth or a quarter or something of that nature. And if that's the case, interest rates are still super, super cheap. Do you want to stay on the phone or you want me to hang up on you? I've never taken a call. So I don't know the proper etiquette. But I think it's a conversation because, I may want to ask you a question. So you stay on the phone. Sorry, everybody. Learning curve here. So even if they go up, like they're at 3.5 or something, even if they go up 0.5% to 4, it's still super cheap. I think the inventory is the bigger issue that we have. I know when I first purchased my condo, that was 2007. I think I was at 6.5%. I know that, if we talk to a lot of older people, they were purchasing in the 90s at 19% or 18% and things of that nature. So I think what will eventually happen is if they do raise interest rates and inventory grows, then that will definitely have effect on pricing. Does that answer your question?
It does.
Thanks for calling in, Angela. This has been a joy.
Oh, thanks. You're doing a great job, Carl.
Oh, I really appreciate that. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
All right, bye-bye. Look at that. We took a call. It's amazing. It's miraculous. Anybody else have any other questions or calls? Let me just double check everything here. I have to look at comments to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Nope, no other comments, no other questions. Well, I do just want to talk real quick, and let me see if I can pull up my browser again, and that's to discuss and give you my opinion on the Sherwin-Williams Color of the Year 2020 Evergreen Fog. Okay? A soothing, subtle, and a perfect shade to freshen up any space. I am colorblind. I'm red and green deficient, which I call deuteranopia, and I'm not even sure if that's actually what it's called. But even I know that is not a nice color, and I'm sorry for anybody who likes it. But we're gonna get crazy here and talk about how much I dislike it. Actually, maybe I don't. Let's click on Learn More real quick, just to see if there's some use cases here. Oh, well, maybe it's not that bad. It's actually kind of pretty. I take it back. That greenish gray is okay. I don't know about cabinet colors. That's a little drab. That's not that bad in like a finished basement type of thing. Sarah says, I think it's a great color. Oh, look, I can... Oh, and my face is covering it. I think that's a great color. My wife says, I was going to say, I think you like that. Yeah, you're right. Oh, Sarah says, depends on the lighting too. It may look dark. I completely agree with that. See, like that one there looks good because it has good lighting. Angela says it's gray, and I don't disagree. It looks pretty gray. Sierra says, I'm a sucker for that color. I would put my whole house. You would paint your whole house that if you could? Okay. Listen, to each their own. And I don't, I think it's nice. It's like a gray green, right? Neutral, so similar colors. Wow, those all look the same to me. That's pretty crazy. Oh, Lynn says she wants to say how much she loves being a part of our brokerage. Thanks for everything you do for us in the community. Oh, thanks, Lynn. Thanks for being a part of the brokerage. We have a lot of fun, and I'm extremely lucky to have you be a part of the brokerage. So thank you. I'm just curious, what was last year's color? Oh, Evergreen Fog is a versatile and calming hue, a chameleon color of gorgeous green meets gray with just a bit of blue. It's a simple but sophisticated wash of beautiful organic color for spaces that crave a subtle yet stunning statement shade. Wow. That's amazing that they have these guys write those things. All right, anyways, if there are no other questions live, I'm going to end the show. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anybody. No, I appreciate everybody who's watched. I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you commenting. I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate you all together. And I'll see you next week on Coffee with Carl.
It's the time of the week once again. Attention please, it's Coffee with Carl. For all of you who need a helping hand in real estate world, it's Coffee with Carl. Whether you're selling or buying, there's so many things to consider. Grab a paper and pen and your favorite brew. There's informative recaps coming live to you. It's the time of the week once again. It's Coffee with Carl.